Yeah, I'm just starting to go over the Russian moves for 01 October, and I'm starting with the First Army. And yeah, I just wanted to put it on the uh, no magnification yet, just to show where the border is, especially down here, south here, when I start talking about the lines of communication for the German cavalry that are behind the lines of, behind the line of the Russians here. So anyways, I'm just going to put up the number 2 bit. There we go. So at first, when I was looking at it, I was like, oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that there was the 5th Cavalry Division that was here. That was the one that I mistakenly allowed. I'll drink some more tea here in a minute. This was the one that I mistakenly allowed to retreat that was surrounded, and I allowed it to retreat from an enemy zone of control to an enemy zone of control. So anyways, I just got it removed. So yeah, it's a bit more open. So now at least the Russians do have, a line this way. And I did also pop in this rail cut marker just to remind myself that this line is cut. And well, it wouldn't have mattered anyways. It's it's German rail, so it's not like the Russians could use this bit anyways. But just to remind myself that that bit's been cut. Anyways, yeah, I'll go to the two bit. Did I do it already? Yes, I did. So I'm already at the 2 bit. But I did want to get some tea. Anyways. Now, if I can start surrounding, so I'm not so pessimistic anymore. At the very beginning there, when I was looking at the First Army, I was like, okay, oh my God, you've got, yet again, you've got the cavalry behind here, and now you've got the Germans pressing up against you after withdrawing, trying to get towards Königsberg, and now you're not. Anyways, I'm like, okay, just calm down for a second. What are the new objectives? The new objectives are to remain in East Prussia as long as possible. And as long as possible, which means it's draining German resources. So that's the way I look at it. And I have to remind myself that this lovely little spot here is a successful trench work. I guess I should point it the other way, but whatever. So yeah, the Russians have a nice little spot there, and that's a lot of strength points, man. Like I said, I mean, for my universe, it's a lot of strength points. I mean, if you're looking, I don't know, at maybe the Western Front or something, it'd be like, oh my goodness, 7. That's 11 strength points right there, and they're in a trench. That's pretty cool. So that'll be difficult for the Germans to dislodge them. So that's one thing I have to remember, is it's not the end of the world, that as long as the Russians can stay in this area, things should be okay. And secondly, it's going to be relatively easy. Well, I should say relatively easy. It's not going to be as hard as I thought to surround some of this cavalry. I can easily get these guys over here, and that would surround them. Now, here's the kicker, though. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm going to surround them, and but odds are I'm probably going to have to. I may need to use supply points to do an effective attack, because I just don't have a lot of supply points when you start chopping them in half for an unsupplied attack, right? I mean, it's 8, it's 11. I could probably bring this guy over here too. So that's, that would only be 6 supply points worth of attack. 6 points. So 6 strength points. Sorry. Well, as long as I don't roll a 1, I would be all right. Except they would be behind a river. You see what I mean? So odds are I'm probably going to have to supply the attack. And I think, oh yeah, here's the other sweetheart thing about what the Germans have done with all this lines of communication cut. In this turn, the Russians are getting 10 supply points, 5 up in the Tannenberg scenario and 5 from the Glee. It doesn't matter. I can send 10 anywhere I want. Well, within restrictions, and here's one of the restrictions. In order to automatically get have supply points sent to this First Army HQ, they need to have an operative rail line connected to them, and they don't. So that's the end of that. So what I'm going to do is actually the supply points that I did want to send to the First Army, they can arrive on an operative rail line as a supply point marker on a map edge. So I'll do that, and then they'll just arrive in Kovno over here, and then later on when I flush out these cavalry, hopefully that I can send the supply points over. But there's the kicker. The only supply points that this area has, I think, is Corps HQ3 has one supply point. That's it. So well done again, like I was saying about the German cavalry getting behind here, because yeah, odds are I can get rid of them, but it's going to cost time and resources. So, you know, two things. Well, I guess time probably have a lot of, but resources certainly not. And other than that, you know, like I said, I haven't really, I'm just starting to figure out what to do with these guys. But I mean, I'll probably move, like I said, these bits here. But maybe a little bit of movement around. I'll take a look. I think these are just, these are just Core HQ. So that's not even, they don't even hold a zone of control, for crying out loud. Whatever this is, there anybody down there? Oh, thank goodness. 72nd Reserve. But yeah, yet again, that's holding the line there. Mind you, that's a lot of units there. So maybe I can, I'll strip somebody off. But that'll take time, yet again, because of the zones of control getting in and out and the river. But at least I can hopefully block up a hole. Because, yeah, I'm sending all these guys way off to Wonderland. But, yeah, like I said, it's not the end of the world. I don't think much is going to happen here. I'm just going to do a little bit of juggling. But I do want to at least start opening up something. Obviously, this is the best one for me to get going for a couple of reasons. One, it's a double rail line, and it's so flippin' close to the border. It's not funny. Like, I don't have to worry about, I can just, you know, plug an HQ there, and that's that. Yeah, so it was weird to think that at first this one was gonna be a complicated process, and I guess the Second Army, when I get down there as well, and the 10th Army, is not gonna be that bad either. I'm just gonna get things prepared for recombination, which I think I was already doing. So it'll be the other ones, what the heck to do with the armies below. So, like down south in Galicia. And yet again, not a lot of supply points. And I don't think the Russians are going to get any, you know, similarly to the Austrians, nothing until November. So what they've got, that's it. And it's not a heck of a lot. It's weird how things all of a sudden just putter out. Or peter out, sorry. Yeah. All right, that's it.